Ciao a tutti! Hello everyone, I'm Matt, and I'll be talking a little bit about my journey through My Genius Hour these past few weeks. As you may have seen already, My Genius Hour is to find new ways to become motivated and inspired to learn Italian. I 100% realize that I will not become totally fluent in the language, but if I can just understand how the language works, get a few sayings here and there, that is great for me. So, you might be wondering why I chose to delve into this challenging task. There are three main reasons. The first is that I feel really bad that I never took a language course other than grade 9 applied French in high school. It was the only applied course I ever took, and just back then I didn't recognize the importance of knowing another language. But now, knowing another language is obviously extremely important in life and getting job opportunities. So it's just something I feel like I missed out when I was younger. The second thing is that I've recently taken an interest into learning languages because I've been reading a lot of J.R.R. Tolkien, the author of The Lord of the Rings and the Silmarillion, which is deeply entrenched in linguistics and fictional languages. Finally, I have many family members who speak Italian, and it would be great to just be able to have simple conversations with them and impress them with some of the Italian that I've been learning. So let's talk a little bit about how I approached this Genius Hour and the general steps I took into making this a part of my daily routine. So, first up, the first thing I explored is a variety of different language learning apps to try and find the one that was best for me. After exploring a little bit, it was no surprise that all the good ones were locked behind a paywall or had very little content for free. However, I did find two apps that I really liked and were still functional and useful without having to pay a single cent. Yes, I really am that cheap. These apps were Duolingo and HelloTalk. Now, Duolingo is my favorite of the bunch because it tries to implement gamification and micro-credentialing, I can't speak today, into the learning experience. And this helps keep the learning interesting. The other app, called HelloTalk, I haven't quite been using as much, but it's more of a social media app where you communicate with other people who are also learning the same language as you. As you could guess, this one is a little bit awkward and kind of cringeworthy in some of the conversations you end up having. So for that one, I don't enjoy as much and I don't use it quite as much as Duolingo. The second stage of my learning was actually delving deep into that app of choice, so Duolingo, and learning as much as I could about the Italian language. My biggest challenges have been learning all the small words that connect the nouns, verbs, and adjectives. Now, these small words are called prepositions and include words such as like, as, of, for, because, all those tiny words. And the reason this was more challenging to me compared to learning bigger words is that these small prepositions are only different by one or two letters. So they all look very similar, and they're hard to pronunciate as well. So I want to show you a little bit about how this app works. So here, I hope you can see this. This is all backwards, unfortunately, but this is the home screen, and this is showing all the different types of lessons that are available in Duolingo. So for example, we have a time lesson, tells you words about time. Prepositions, like I mentioned, possession, animals, plurals, food, so on. And each logo will bring you to a selection of lessons, normally around 15 to 20 lessons that will teach you all about words in that category. So let's go ahead and do one on prepositions. So we'll start. Loading. And it's going to bring me to, it wants me to get extra lives. So there are lives. If you pay for the app, then you can play unlimited. But here I only have 5 lives a day. So that was also one barrier for me to learn. So the sentences can be really stupid, but this is saying the waiter puts water in the bottles. Okay, so it wants me to translate that into Italian. So, il cameriere nell'acqua alla bottiglia. So I would be able to type that out, and then it would tell me if it's right or wrong. So that's an example. That is a comprehension one. There's also speaking ones where you speak into the phone and it tells you if you pronounce the words correctly. There's also ones where you're recognizing the Italian and converting it into English. So it does differentiate the learning and it does teach you in many different ways. Alright, so to summarize this TED Talk, I would say that learning Italian so far has been very successful and I've been able to implement this learning into my daily habits and routines. In fact, I'm so confident that even after this course is over, I'm still going to be trying to learn Italian and continuing to use this app. So, grazie per l'attenzione, arrivederci. Thank you for listening, and goodbye.